All right. Good evening. Okay, so hopefully everybody is doing well today. What can I say? So today we are talking about worthiness, and I wanted to change that. Actually, I think I can still change it. It's worthiness and shame, we decided upstairs. We said, okay, it's not going to be worthiness and wrong. We're going to change it to worthiness and shame. So let's do that now. Okay, and what is it that we're talking about as we talk about worthiness? Excuse me, worthiness and shame. Mm-hmm. What is it that we're talking about as we talk about worthiness and shame? Well, so this picture I was weeding today, and uh, and I was mowing and hoeing, and these are some things that I planted in early April. This same process of sort of scraping the soil or the mud and then just putting something in, right? So up there are peas and some carrots and something else, beets, soramame, fava beans, and a couple other things. So, and cilantro and something else. Spinach, actually. Yeah, we don't usually plant spinach in the spring, but just because germination in cool weather is going to be okay. It's just the sometimes spring gets a little bit hot, and then it likes to bolt. Um, Anyways, there's no perfect time, but the perfect time is when the land kind of invites you to do the thing. So that's what we did earlier on with the spinach. So, but here's the thing. So I realize not everybody may go through this process. So here I am out there. If you can look at this picture, you can see well. Uh, so because the beds are from last year, right? The the when I just draw the hole and make the furrow in the bed, then everything else kind of is left to just do whatever. So there's going to be lots of dandelions and lots of something else. Although the weeds inside the furrow itself, where we've planted, is going to be less, of course. But there's still going to be a lot on the outside. And one of the mowers isn't working, but that's aside. That's an aside. So the point is that in between the beds now, the grass or the weeds or whatever has to be cut and mowed. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it can be. And when you do, it kind of looks nice, which is what this picture is showing. It was kind of a warmish day, and it was some nice work. I had sort of cleaned the whole area, was feeling good. But while doing it, it's amazing how many thoughts pass through my mind, and like most of them are related to you know I was using the weed eater. I was using the weed eater because the other mower isn't working. So of course the weed eater is uh, is something whereby the string, it's a plastic string, and of course it's going to be losing things from time to time because it's plastic. I mean, everything loses something. I use a metal blade. The metal blade is also going to be losing something from time to time. I find lots of things in the field. So, but here's the thing, right? I know I'm doing a good thing um, by clearing these weeds and by hoeing the place. I know I'm doing a good thing because things kind of look better. I feel better. I know they're going to grow better, so on and so forth, right? But the process of doing it is, okay, should I be using the weed eater because the weed eater is losing pieces and so on and so forth? And then should I be mowing the dandelion because the bees are out and the bees need the dandelion and so on and so forth? And should I be walking on this soil because it's still not totally dry and something else and right? So every choice, every decision comes with this thing of, is this the right thing to do or whatever? You know what I mean? And of course, um, more than that is, you know, why did I choose the wrong thing kind of thing? You know what I mean? And then so that's where the idea of shame comes in, right? Because I chose the wrong thing or I chose this thing and so on and so forth. And oh, maybe this thing means this and something or the other. So it's very interesting. So that's where this poem comes from, right? Simple. Cut the grass, clean the field, enjoy the view, right? It's a beautiful thing once you get the view. But boy, there's a lot of stuff involved in the process to get there. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me. I don't think it is, but it's when you become aware of it, it's quite it's it's quite something, really, you know, because the view is great. You feel great. You've done some wonderful work, right? But just not even in the back of the head, in the fore of the head, right, is this constant kind of nattering about whether this is the right thing to do or something or the other, or maybe somebody's going to say this or something. So very interesting. So very interesting. So worthiness and shame. And of course, I just have to say, part of this, what I'm doing is, I was really trying to see if I could help these early crops along, to see if we might be able to get something from there for our farm opening picnic thing that we're having on Sunday. So maybe nothing from there, but we're still gonna have negi, and asparagus is doing really well at the moment. Probably gonna even have a little bit of rhubarb and something else. We have blue leaf cabbage, still we have green garlic, and still we have, I'm sure I said negi already. And other things. Other things are just coming. I was just hoping that we'd be able to get some of that, but maybe cilantro, but we'll see. It's anything can happen in a couple days, but it's a few days, so we'll see. That's why the cleaning was happening. Remember that we are having a farm opening on Sunday, so. and just talking about the arm a little bit. So of course, doing a lot of weed eating. It's doing like this. Everything is arm work. Um, but but survived okay. I think about the same as hoeing. Um, Again, the thing that gave me the most pain over the past week, I think. I don't think it was 2 weeks ago, but I found a spider on my shoulder. Um, I'm not one who's um, a really big fan of spiders in that sense. Um, you know, I, I I find them fascinating in all ways. Um, how many eyes they have, or how many eyes I think they have. Um, just the amount of legs, how they move, how quickly they move, what they do. you know, um, just everything about their web and all that stuff. And they're really quite fascinating creatures, but you know, they scare me, right? So, and it's been like that as long as I can remember. So there was one on my shoulder here, and so the body reacts, and the mind might think afterwards, right? So it's just you think it's a spider. You don't know even for sure that it's a spider, right? You just see something, and your first thought is, ah, it's a spider. And so then there's that uncontrollable sort of gut reaction, right? To swipe it off in that sense. But you see that movement, I can do it sort of now because I'm easing into it, right? I'm easing into it. I'm going slow, and I'm I'm recognizing that, if I go too fast or if I go too far, that something might happen. So I'm gingerly sort of getting there slowly. But when you think there's a spider there, whatever you think the spider is going to do, you know, it's like you have to get it off right away, right? So there's that fast arm movement, and it's I don't want to say violent, but it's deliberate, fast movement. Okay, so doing it like that really, really gave me a lot of pain, and it was sharp and fast, and then it throbbed and ached and pounded and so on and so forth. Yeah, but the hoeing and the weed eating and whatever else I'm doing, I mean, I'm sure it's contributing a little bit, but no, the biggest pain is coming from coming from knocking. I don't want to call them imaginary, but knocking spiders off of my shoulder. Yeah, so that's another interesting thing that's going on here with my arm. Okay. So it's interesting then, just to shows how much that criticism, I guess, is internalized, right? So that even though the present reality right in front of you is one of worthiness, one of enjoyment, one of success, one of accomplishment, right? It's filled with this constant element of criticism, which kind of manifests in a way as the idea of shame or the idea of wrong. I'm doing this wrong, you know. Um, even though the evidence, even though the evidence, the felt evidence, right in front of you is one of worthiness. It's odd. The felt evidence right in front of you is one of worthiness. Yet the constant refrain narrative that's going on is one of wrong or shame. That is that is something I find to be quite interesting. Quite interesting. Okay, here we go a little bit. Okie doke. I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Whether you're tuning in live or you're tuning in after on replay, it's all good and it's all appreciated. Um, yeah, so maybe we'll just continue forth. Um, on a plane of worthiness. How's that? All right, we'll see you next week. And this Sunday, we're having our open farm out here, so come on out. There'll be lots of interesting things happening, interesting things to see, some interesting discussion, I guess, and some interesting people doing some interesting things. So come join us for that. All right.